guys, this is NJ DoubleFan26, and as you guys know today, Apple did release their new line of iPod Nanos, which include the camera, the microphone, the FM radio, and a pedometer. We also know that they included to put in a 64 gigabyte model of the iPod Touch, which is nice. I do have the 16 gig. I have had the 16 gig since day one when the iPod Touch first came out. Sure, I'd like to get a little bit more hard drive space, maybe a 32 gig. That is really expensive. So for now, I guess I'm sticking with the 16 gig. On the other hand, if Apple did include a camera on the iPod Touch, this bad boy would be gone in a couple seconds. But besides that, let me just go over some of the new features about iPod Firmware 3.1.1, which was released just a couple minutes ago. Really, actually, a couple moments after the keynote. So I'll be showing you 3.1 here, and I'll be showing you iTunes 9.0 on my computer, and the new features you can do with iPod version or iPhone version 3.1.1 combined with iTunes 9.0. So number one, you won't notice anything special over here. It'll just load faster. That's about it. Now the new thing is in the App Store, which is really the only new thing. There is just a little bit more Bluetooth compatibility. Oh, I have an update over here. We'll get to that later. So over here you see we have the feature games that came out yesterday actually. We have Madden NFL 10, which EA Sports announced. And I'll be talking more about that once I get into my review of iTunes 9.0. So you'll see over here we have new, what's hot, and Genius. Now Genius will go through all the applications that I have. See, I'll turn it on. And it will, oh never mind, no I won't. So Genius will go through everything I have, and it'll notice that what kind of categories of the games I have. And once it notices the categories, it'll find apps on the App Store, new and old, that they think might be interesting to me because they are in the same category and same subcategory, I guess. So it's a very cool technology. Apple claims that they have perfected it for version 3.1, and it is a new thing on the App Store, so that will be nice to have. I'll be turning on that later. Just don't want to type my password in on camera. Besides that, multiplayer over Bluetooth is just a little bit more steady, and that is about it. So now let's head over to iTunes 9.0. So now if we take a look at my iPod on my computer in the new iTunes version 9.0, we can see that there are a couple new things. Number one, in iTunes in general, it does look a little bit nicer. It is a little bit silvery. I guess they photoshopped that a little bit, and they photoshopped the little buttons over here. Made it a little nicer looking. Next over here, if we go to applications, we have this really cool view, which loads up all of my screens of applications that I have on my iPod. So you can see all of them over here. And if I hover my mouse over one of them, there's the X sign, so I can delete the app. Alright, so you can see Blades and Sandstorm and Voodoo Jump. I'm going to be doing 3 reviews on all these games. Probably Voodoo Jump today, and probably these 2 tomorrow or another day. These are all great games, extremely addicting, and these 2 have awesome graphics. Both by GameLoft, just came out today. And then also, but besides that, if you tap on it, it's just like holding it down and watching the application icons wiggle. Just move it around, just like that. And when you apply it, it'll sync up your iPod and it'll match exactly the same exact configuration that you have over here with your iPod. Now or iPhone, of course. Now on your left over here, we have all the applications I have, just like you had before, because I have all mine checked to sync up with them, and just some more management tools over there. Next we go to music. Many less radio buttons you guys can see. Just simple entire music library and playlists. Just do that. It doesn't show any of it anymore unless you tap on it. So if I choose my selected playlists, goes all through here, Nice view over here. They definitely cleaned it up a lot. It's going to take a little getting used to, but I'm really liking it. Whole nice new interface. Over here we have all the TV shows with the album artwork. As you guys can see, I am a huge Scrubs fan. I don't care what you guys say. Best show ever. Next podcast, I don't have any of those. iTunes U, photos, and info. Now, some other new things is home sharing. Apply, I didn't even make any changes, so it doesn't matter. So over here, you guys can see I have my iTunes account blocked out. But over here, under password, I'll just type it in. And now I can create a home share. And what home sharing does is it allows me to sync up all of the libraries based on my account. So I log into my iTunes account, and then there are going to be 5 authorized computers. That's the most I can have, which is the same you can have for authorized accounts on a computer. And you can add and you can play around with the other computers' libraries from your computer, which is a really nice feature. It's like your own Apple TV, so to speak, which takes all the information from all the libraries and puts them together. But you can do that all from your computer. So it says my account, which is blocked out again, is ready. When turning on home sharing for your other computers, and they will appear below shared in iTunes window. So you guys know if any of you have any programs like LimeWire or FrostWire, they show up under here, your FrostWire or LimeWire library. That's where home sharing is going to show up. Next, Genius. Genius is all redone both on the iPod and on the iPhone. I showed you guys earlier on the iPod what Genius looked like. Definitely looks much nicer. And basically it just makes up Genius mixes, and not only does Genius work for music and movies and TV shows, now it works for apps as well. So if I'm looking for racing games, it'll pull up all the racing games and bring them right to me, which is a very nice new feature. You guys can also see on the left that the icons are a little bit more brighter and also a little bit more redone. Of course, a little bit more Photoshop. Now over here, as opposed to having the black background, it is all white. Now personally, I like having the black background than having all colors pop. But white is nice too. It's nice and clean. So that's just some new refurbishing Apple did. Over here, the icons pop up, well, for me, much bigger than they used to when they were in color flow. Let me just put that back. I prefer to see them all like that, just so I can know their icons. And guys, that's pretty much it. Actually, excuse me, one more thing. The iTunes Store. You guys can see Madden NFL 010 was finally released today, and Enigma 2. This over here, Modern Combat Sandstorm, I showed you on my iPod. That is an amazing game. I suggest all of you guys download that. It is $7, and it is totally worth it. It's a first-person shooter. Graphics are amazing. Unbelievable. Over here, Madden NFL 010, just my opinions on it. $8. Wow, my voice just cracked there. GameLaugh has their own game, NFL 10, which is what I have, because that came out first. And that is priced at, I believe, $10. So I guess this is a better price. I haven't tried this, and I don't plan on it, because I only have one football game. And it does cost a lot of money. But from the screenshots point of view, the graphics do look fairly similar. So just a couple more things. You guys can see that everything is refurbished on the App Store. Excuse me, iTunes. I'm so used to saying App Store. We have music over here, movies, TV shows. Everything is now based on tab bars at the top of the screen as opposed to on the side, which does leave a lot more room for bigger ads and bigger icons on the page, which is very nice. And then there was iTunes LP. Now, I haven't been able to find that quite yet. But when I do, I'll be going over that. Basically, what that is, it's an awesome feature. Basically, you can download a song, and it'll give you the whole album. Well, obviously, LP, it'll be the whole album. Oh, here it is. Let me just click on that. Here it is. So we have the Dave Matthews Band, The Doors, Grateful Dead, and a whole bunch of other bands over here. What you do is you download it, and you have all the album artwork, And then the track list, you have videos, photos, which means like music videos and stuff, and you have all the lyrics to all the songs all been built into one thing. It's sort of like a DVD menu, but for an album, which is a really cool feature, I think. They also have that for movies now. Basically, when you download an M4V file, when you play it on your Mac, it'll pop up as if it were like a DVD. You'll have the chapters, you'll have interviews from the cast, and all that good stuff, special features, all built into an M4V file. So basically what Apple's doing is getting rid of DVDs almost. They have the similar interface and everything. So guys, this is iTunes 9.0. I have noticed that on the two computers I've downloaded 9.0 on, that if you go to iTunes and check for an update, it'll say that 8.2 is the recent one. But, so, just go to iTunes.com, it'll redirect you to the Apple page, and you can just download it right there. Alright guys, now one more thing before I go. You will not be able to have this kind of view unless you have version 3.1 installed on your iPod Touch 3.3.1 or iPhone, of course. Alright, that's the only way it's compatible. And you guys saw earlier the small differences between 3.1.1 on the iPod then. So guys, this is NJ DevilFan26. Just a quick overview of the new iTunes 9.0. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.